Trump administration is taking aim at a major Canadian export. The U.S. Commerce Department is hiking anti-dumping duties on Canadian softwood lumber to 20.56%.
The softwood lumber industry is taking a hit because of significant new duties from the United States. Alberta's biggest softwood lumber market, but BC may be hit the hardest.
35% on lumber going across the line is just ridiculous. There's over 250 small manufacturing family-run companies like us in BC. It's going to kill thousands of jobs.
What occurs if a significant trading partner imposes a high new tariff on a vital building component? In the early months of 2025, the world learned. In an attempt to reshape North American commerce, the United States abruptly imposed a hefty 25% tariff on imported Canadian softwood timber, igniting a long-simmering lumber war with Canada. The action had an instantaneous effect and was intended to support domestic producers. Industries awaited a shock wave, and markets trembled. Ottawa subtly alluded to an unexpectedly hefty financial lever it could pull in revenge after an American lumber giant saw its quarterly profits abruptly cut in half. Lumber obligations soon constituted only one aspect of this struggle. It became a high-stakes conflict between production and politics, with potentially industry-wide repercussions. Additionally, there is a twist in this developing story. A secret negotiating chip valued at around $1 trillion, which we will disclose in our analysis later. Please click the like button before we start. It enables us to circumvent YouTube's algorithm. Events began to move quickly after the tariff decision. Within a few weeks, construction sites and corporate boardrooms were experiencing the effects. Wire User, a well-known U.S. forestry and wood company, was among the first to feel the pinch. By the middle of the year, Weyerhaeuser declared that, in comparison to the prior year, its second quarter profit had been nearly halved. Warning signs for the industry that are concerning. Often seen as a bellwether for the industry's overall health, Weyerhaeuser oversees millions of acres of timberland. Meanwhile, Canadian authorities started to give clues that they weren't as helpless as they might have appeared. They alluded to a type of financial leverage that many observers were unaware of, implying that Canada had significant economic clout in reserve. In the meantime, a group of U.S. senators rushed north to Ottawa for urgent negotiations, attempting to restart stalled talks before Washington's deadline of August 1st. It was obvious that a storm was building on both sides of the border, and neither side was giving ground. Before delving further into each development, let's look at how and why this tariff sparked a long-running trade dispute. Such a nerve. Please click the subscribe button before we proceed. It significantly aids in the channel's expansion. The battle over softwood lumber in the US and Canada is not new. For decades, there has been a recurring trade feud. However, a sharp acceleration occurred in February 2025. The Trump administration slammed the hammer that month by imposing a steep new 25% tariff on imports of softwood lumber from Canada. This wasn't a singular action. It was in addition to already existing responsibilities. Before this, anti-dumping and countervailing duties were applied to Canadian lumber at an average rate of 14.54%. Leftovers from previous trade acts. The new tariff now puts the overall cost on some Canadian lumber exports perilously close to a crippling 40% combined levy. The United States further escalated the situation by imposing a lower 10% tax on a number of other Canadian exports, such as energy and oil items, highlighting the fact that this extensive trade battle extended beyond wood. There have been numerous rounds of tariffs, court cases, and transient trade deals between the two neighbors over the past 40 years, as they have fought over softwood lumber. After each brief truce ended, including the most recent one in 2006 that lasted until 2015, fresh hostilities finally surfaced.